The ultimate driving machine. The ultimate driving machine is secret number 2. That's a picture of me next to a BMW. I know it's not a Lexus. Sorry, Lexus. Right, I apologize. They say that's the ultimate driving machine. Lexus is actually, right? Well, you know, their brand is the ultimate driving machine. It's not. It's not the ultimate driving machine. Pressure and resistance from the enemy destroys 97% of people, but it fires up the other 3%. Fires up the other 3% champions to take more focused daily champion action. Key word there, first word is pressure. The ultimate driving machine is pressure. Pressure. Pressure is a secret to combat fear. Pressure is a secret to find your why now. Pressure is a secret to indecision. Pressure. Why do you pay more for a little cup of coffee with and it's like 2 drops, right? And it's like $9, and then you get a big cup like this, and it's $1. What fine-tuned that coffee? Pressure. I didn't want me to do the over, right? Faye, you like that, Faye, right? All right, I'm fired up. Pressure. Pressure. What's the root word of depression? Pressure. The number one prescription drug right now being prescribed is antidepressant drugs. I can tell you that anti means go against anti-depression, against depression. You have to face depression straight on. That's why you're going to hear on my message called Law of Attraction versus Law of Attack. You have to attack the pressure head on. See, when I first spoke last July in Dallas, Michelle was sitting there, and she was just about where she's sitting there right now. And if she didn't sit through that event, her dream would still be sitting in her. Pressure. Crude oil versus jet fuel. Crude oil is a smelly, yellow, kind of black liquid. It's decayed plant and animal remains. It's kind of like a lot of words a lot of your friends speak. Is that true? Lydia, you're agreeing, right? How you doing today? Well, what can you expect? They're playing the Saints tomorrow. You know what the Saints are playing the Dolphins, correct? The Saints are 5-0. What can you expect? I don't know. Crude words, orally words, disgusting, correct? You know what's so powerful is the root, the starting point. The what, John? The starting point of jet fuel is crude oil. But it's got to go through a refinery. It's got to go through pressure. It's got to get refined. It has to get pressurized. While no one else is looking, it gets pressurized, and it's the most powerful fuel on the earth is jet fuel. Do you realize that? But it starts out here. It starts out there. Let me ask you a question. How many of you are like sitting in this stuff, going around and around in your life, in circles? Look around. Most of you nodded your head. The first 2 rows agreed because they're VIP champions. The other one's like, maybe somebody's going to see me. Believe me, you're in a safe room here. You're here. You're in an event room. And 2 weeks from now, when I talked about my birthday is November 5th, 1965, and this year, November 5th, I'll be flying into the UK because I'm speaking there Saturday, November 7th. So we go out the day before and get the jet lag, get over all that, and get prepared. Whoever knew, 44 years after I was born, I'd be an international motivational speaker. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The only reason why I am is because of the refinery. I didn't like the nuns and the priest stabbing me with the red pen in the forehead. You going to speak, Mr. Dilemma? You going to speak? And Father DeBlanc putting his finger in my face. Are you with us or against us? For those of you that know New York State, there's a New York State Regents diploma. Those of you who live in New York realize that. I never got my New York State Regents. I got honors to college, but I never got my New York State Regents. You may be asking, why not, John? Here's the reason why. I couldn't take the oral report. You're going to love this one, Star, because I took Italian for 4 years. And Father Gussie de Blasi, who loved me so much to put his big finger the size of this bottle in my face, I mean, I can see like his hair coming over his fingers like this. No, I can see it. Because how many of you can visualize something that somebody said to you or did to you when you were younger that's controlled your entire life? Look, you have to realize, when I say that, something in your life was done to you at that same fashion. That was pressure. You're saying, John, I don't believe you. That's fine. This is actually the New York Times, the Time magazine from April 1st, 1985. This is my college. You guys can look at this later for more proof. That's me in the picture representing my school as a top 2 business student out of 10,000 students, but I couldn't say my name. And now I'm an international motivational speaker, strategic business coach. You can't shut me up. That table by next year will take up the whole wall. Nancy, next year we'll have to have like the whole side. Because as the world gets crazier, I get wilder in teaching. Because I believe in all of you. The pressure fine-tuned me. And I study the greatest speakers in the world. I listen to them over and over and over and over and over. The pressure. I allowed the pressure to fine-tune me versus depress me. That's a swamp. That's what most of your dreams are like in your life. A swamp. Many of you get up, you go to take action to walk to a decision table, and your swampy thoughts get in the process. The difference from a swamp to this, that's the river in North Carolina. That's my wife in front being all... She couldn't, by the way, paddle. I was the one that was going. Fired up. We was excited. You know the difference between a swamp and a river? Disciplined habits. John, what does that mean? The difference from this to this, there's 2 walls in the side of it. Remember, the swamp just keeps going forever. A river it's carved through a mountain, one drip at a time. And eventually, it goes through the mountain, and it becomes a river between the mountain. A swamp, it just... What's going on? I don't know. Did you read the paper? That's a swamp. But what happens with this, it becomes the river. Because right here, there's walls. You see the wall here? That's disciplined habits. Do I enjoy going to the gym every morning? Do I enjoy drinking a gallon of water? Especially in the UK after flying all night long and then sleeping in the afternoon. Do I enjoy waking up at 7 a.m.? And in the UK, it's like 30 degrees now, Faye, right? You think I'm going to enjoy that? Like my Florida, like I'm definitely like a true Floridian. 50 degrees, it's freezing. I mean, I'll be 30 degrees there. Do I enjoy that? No. But champions do all the time and others think about doing occasionally. You have to realize that.